Well, hi, this is Tom Quinlan, and we just finished a parent faith formation session here at Holy Cross Parish in Deerfield, Illinois, in the Archdiocese of Chicago. It was part of a morning of First Eucharist prep for families, and so the kids were with the parents for the first part here, and then they went off and did some really cool things that we're going to learn about. And I had the parents for a full 2 hours to do some formation with them in their own right. So, first of all, I want to introduce Joe Styler, my good friend, who I've known for a number of years now. You came to the Diocese of Joliet when I was the director there, correct, and we're at Mary Queen of Heaven Parish in Elmhurst, and did a wonderful job there, and then came over here to Holy Cross. This is your first year at Holy Cross. Yes. And you were so kind to ask me to do your parent formation today, and I was honored to be asked, and I think the morning went really well. And what I wanted to do was to take some time with you to get your reflections on parent formation, on how the morning went, reaction you got, and you sent some things to me as we were cleaning up that I want to hear again, some things that maybe qualify as inspiration for you. So Joe, tell us your thoughts about family and parent formation in general, what you planned for the day. Why don't we start with that?
Well, I knew I had a good friend to call to have you come and talk to my parents about how important it is for them to have it to pass on to their children. And because, like you said, if you don't have it, you can't give it. So, and it's important. And when I saw that, I sat in the back, and as I listened, I saw a lot of head shake and then head nodding, and it was very interactive. Some parents were giving some answers, and you know, and it was just good to see some head nodding, and some of the parents I didn't think would be so enthralled about hearing this. They really had good body language, saying that they were receptive to what the message.
They did. As a presenter, you can always tell how you're doing with the audience. And I said to you, I thought we got off to a good start with the kids here gathered, and I did something that really engaged them. And then they went off to do their thing. And so we started well with the parents, and actually I don't think we really were losing them at the end. This was a full 2 hours that they were sitting here, and I should have given them a stretch break or broken it up. That's bad on me, but I wanted to get a lot of stuff covered. Right. And I could tell that I wasn't losing them. And in fact, with some of the people, a lot of moms especially, I felt like they were getting more into it as the time went by, which is a good sign when you see that happen. So I'm glad you got some good feedback as parents were leaving, and you'll hopefully get more as you talk to them in the coming days.
Right, I'll be asking.
So tell me what you did with the kids when you broke them out.
Okay, so the kids were in the school with 3 catechists doing 3 different activities. One activity was Eucharist bingo, and they just reviewing the vocabulary words in a fun way.
Okay.
Okay, and then the second part is they sing the song, the table song, at their first communion, and they use sign language. So this was their first rehearsal or introduction to the song and what it means with the sign language. Okay. The third session was Visio Divina. I had gone online and found all these pictures of Jesus in various ministries, you know, the resurrected Jesus, the Good Shepherd, the King of Kings, King of the Universe, and just a variety. And I worked with my catechist. She put them up around the room like a museum. And she has this wonderful spirit of quiet spirit where she led the kids to look at them. Each picture, don't talk, just look and see what picture speaks to you. And then take it and come and sit down in a circle. And then they went through Visio Divina, where each child with their own unique picture of Jesus, whatever spoke to them, went through it. And then they turned it over and shared what happened. And it was beautiful. She set a little candle in the middle, a fake candle in the middle, and the kids sat, and you know, the bingo crowd was going nuts when I got in there.
Huh.
And then the music crowd, they were waiting for us. But then the Visio Divino crowd was still on the floor and didn't want to give up their picture of Jesus and didn't want to come down from the mountain, you know. It really was and the catechist is still talking about what a wonderful experience it is. And she, I said, why don't you practice Visio Divina a few times at home, you know, over the few days, so that she could give the experience.
Yep.
And she, so that was a powerful, just to hear, you know, how that went.
So you had planned some things that were very active and engaging, fun for the kids, but then also you had a station,
Right.
an activity that really invited them to grow quiet and go deep. I commend you for that. I think it's important that we do both.
Right, right. And even though they're little children, they can. If we give them the space and the reason, you know, it's good for them to experience quiet.
You know, in my talk, I was referring to our 2-year-old Danny and how we're already trying to inculcate him in ritual practices of the faith, going to church, and then after Mass, going up to the tabernacle and visiting Mary and the baptismal font, and also trying to give him a sense of a contemplative spirit, where he can be quiet and still, and he knows that when it's church or when we're praying, that he quiets himself down. So the mindset out there that, well, you can't really get 7-year-olds to quiet and be still, you can. And of course, with parents, the earlier we start forming our children in this, the more comfortable they will be, and they'll actually hunger for that contemplative space in their life. Anyway, sounds wonderful. You had the chance to stay here for most of my talk.
Yes.
What was something that you really appreciated about what we did here?
I just enjoyed, well, I experienced your talks before, which are wonderful, but to sit back and watch the parents, you know, kind of nod. But then I also got the inspiration as I was sitting there, oh my, maybe she would be a good catechist. Oh wow, she really seems receptive. Maybe I should reach out to her to be a catechist.
Yeah.
And so we do have family catechesis. While the kids are in faith formation, the parents are invited to stay. Sometimes it's structured, where I will give a talk on prayer, and other times it will be unstructured, where there might be somebody from my formation board leading questions on prayer, and it'll be more parents just sharing, and that's good. And parents have stayed for those formation times just to be together and not run off to you know, Starbucks or Jewel or whatever. So so they've really found that they really like, and name tags are a must, because then it's, I see you at church all the time. I didn't, you know, and then they introduce, and then it's a community, and then it's so it's good at all levels. So good things.
You've got a good structure to the program here. You're reminding me of when I was in the parish back in the day, and we developed a children's catechumenal ministry, or RCIA, adapted for children. That's the technical way to describe it. And we built it with a heavy emphasis on parent formation. So it wasn't just working with the kids, we were working with the family together, and then we had breakouts where the parents were in one place and the kids in the other. The parents consistently, year after year, would say to me, when the sacraments had been conferred, do we have to stop? Can we still do this? Can we still come together on Sunday mornings after Mass and reflect on the readings and do faith sharing off of the lectionary readings? That was very telling to me, that if we can build community among adults, parents, where they come to know and care about and even love one another in the context of faith sharing, it's a deep and powerful thing, and it's very doable. Even in this busy world, there will be parents who will latch onto this and long for it, and it might grow over time.
Right, right. And I want to build it into that small faith formation, small faith sharing group.
Yep.
That would be a wonderful way to,
Yep.
really grow
So
deep.
you found yourself feeling inspired as you were looking around, thinking this person, maybe for this ministry, maybe a catechist. So you're going to go follow up with people who have been fed a little bit now at the adult level and seem to resonate with the message about the importance, the centrality of the Eucharist in their lives. You might end up getting a catechist or a sub or somebody else for parish ministry as some of the fruits of forming your adults.
Yes, that'd be great too, because we need catechists and we're always looking for new people to invite into ministry.
Yeah.
And if they've never thought about it, or maybe they have, but they haven't been nudged enough by the Holy Spirit to say, do you need me?
Yeah.
And yes, we do need you.
Yeah.
Yes, always.
And we need them to be well formed.
Right, right.
And have experienced conversion, not just being a volunteer because there's a need.
Right.
So what I think I'm hearing you say is, it's worth the investment in terms of cost, in terms of time and energy and effort to invest in our parents' formation for their own sake, for their children's sake, and then maybe for the life of the parish.
Oh, definitely, because it all starts with the parents, and the better we form them with good messages and things that they can understand and take to heart and grow in their families, what a great investment. Yeah.
Well, I'm very grateful that you invited me to be with these wonderful parents of yours today and beautiful children, and to have the privilege of being part of the formation effort during this first Eucharist journey that Holy Cross Parish is on. So I want to thank you, my dear friend and colleague. Let's keep us each in each other's prayer as we go forward. I see you already making a real and beautiful difference here in this parish, and may God continue to bless you as you bless others.
Thank you, Tom. It was a pleasure to have you. Thanks.
Joe, thanks.
Okay, you bet.